Hey, do you know the difference between this card and this card? I am going to explain that to you. This card you have to use to actually charge what you want, and you have to pay it back. This card is a debit card that I received because I'm earning income or I'm earning a commission. Now, a lot of people just actually look at things like it is about a paycheck. Well, a paycheck is just a certain amount every month based on the amount of hours that you worked and what they pay you per hour. And of course, you have to be productive in those hours or you can lose your income completely. When you get to a place where you don't need this and you do get this and you get lots of money on it, that is what you're aiming at. Because if you want to be absolutely truthful, you see all the people that are fanning the great big amounts of money or showing it everywhere. That's really fake. You know why? Because nobody gets paid that way, unless it's illegal. But most of us get paid this way with one of these. And, well, I mean, it'll look different. It'll have different words on it. It'll have different numbers on it. But it's going to be a card. Or, in some cases, people arrange a direct deposit into their account. You know, I'll tell you a story. My husband, who is now, of course, not working and is retired, I'm taking care of him. But in the 30 plus years before that, when we were married, and even a little before, he was an insurance agent. And he did all kinds of insurance, business, personal, different kinds of business umbrellas, disability, health, life. He did a lot of it. And he had created a huge customer base, And each customer that he got paid on was a small percentage. In fact, they only get something like 2 or 3% of the actual commission per sale. Whether they're paying monthly or in what they call renewal, that person is only paying a small fee because generally that's what they're looking for, is to pay the lowest amount possible. Now, who wants to pay a high insurance fee? Nobody does. So what makes his business work is a large base of customers all paying a small amount, which he gets a small percentage of. If you think about it, it's like royalties. Okay, somebody has some sort of a thing that they get a royalty on, a book or a song, a recording, and they get paid something really small, just pennies on each one of them. If somebody does a download, they get pennies for that. But if they get enough of them, it's millions of dollars. Do you get my meaning now? When we build our business and we are going to get paid with commissions, we want to actually think a different way than most people do. I mean, they think one great big sale, a couple of $1,000s, wow, that would make my whole month. Well, yeah, but it's a one-time thing. Much better to have people that are buying from you every single month because it's something they want. And that's what I always advocate for, because the small commission may not appear to be that exciting, just the individual one. But if you're counting on just one person to make the money you need, you're going to lose because that person may or may not do it, and that person may change their mind or quit. But if you have a lot of people doing a little bit over a long period of time, then you are going to build a huge business. And you keep adding to that. Because what's great about something like what I do, you're never at a place where you're going to max out, because you don't have to do a huge amount of work to get that person to buy. If they see the value of what you have offered, then they're going to buy from you and say yes, and then they're going to go ahead and use it for their own benefit. And if you have a good plan like I do, you're going to have one that not only pays you on the first level, but very, very deep into the program. And I also get paid on the actual commissions that the other person does down in their downline. I get what's called a check matching, and that is really cool. Now, some companies do that, some don't. But you want to look for something that actually pays you more than once in different ways. You get the baseline commission of them paying per month, and you get a team, what sometimes they call it a team bonus. When your team starts to grow, then you get a bonus for that. Or in the case where I'm in a binary, you get a binary bonus, and I get that too. So when all that stuff starts to add up, commissions are much better than a paycheck, aren't they? It's harder to start out that way because you don't get it immediately. It's not paid on your hourly wage. It's not paid on the production you just did a few days ago. It's paid on long term. And in our case, we wait a month. And so it takes a while before you actually start getting paid. But it's good because they have it built in where they're making sure that if somebody changes their mind and wants their money back, we guarantee that they get their money back. But guess what doesn't happen to the individual distributor? I'll tell you another story. I was in one where you had to actually sell them a kit in a separate, I don't know, merchant account, I guess you would call it, that was not part of the company. And you had to be responsible for that person being happy with their product. And if they decided to return it, you had to reimburse the company. Well, I'll tell you, when that started to snowball and I was getting more refunds and I had to reimburse than I could get in sales every month, I actually had to quit and actually be pushed out of the business in a way that I would never get to come back. And it wasn't really my fault. It was the system, the way they put it together. The company did not actually guarantee the product. They made the individual distributor guarantee the product. And they made the individual distributor actually take care of that person's refund. And so the company was never out, even a penny. And the distributor was. That's not a cool way to do it, in my opinion. And I would never go back to that kind of a system. So I am very grateful that our company says we will wait a month and then you'll get paid every Friday. So, of course, once it does kick in and it's just flowing, and as long as you are continuing to build and bringing in new people, regardless of whether they're in the lowest part or the highest part, doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep on adding to your customer base, because if you figure it out, distributors have to be customers first. They have to be customers first. They have to be buying the product, because if they're not buying a product, it's actually going across against I think it's the FTC. You can get into a lot of trouble if you're only doing it for the recruiting fee or whatever that is. And most companies don't even have what you would call a recruiting fee. What they do maybe have is a one-time membership fee or something like that. And that's acceptable. Most companies are okay with that. I mean, FTC is okay with that. But you have to have an actual product lined up with what you're paying for, because you have to prove there's a actual reason why you're buying that product, what you're doing with that product. It's important to know that. And so make sure, especially, that your company actually has a product that you can sell, and that's how you make your money. And that product has to have a value attached that makes that person want what you have. If it doesn't have a value, or it's inflated, to a point where it's really not going to be worth the money, you're going to have a hard time selling it. So I don't go big ticket as much as I go wide with commission. Because when you can go wide with commission, you have one person quit, no big deal. If you have one commission for $1,000, say, and that person quits, that hurts. You don't want that. So you want small commissions, you want multiple commissions, and you want them every month so that person keeps coming back and buying it again because they find the value that they have. Or they're on a subscription or a membership and they're buying a certain product as part of that. That is very important. And that is the story of commissions. You know, a lot of people don't understand that. They think that you have to work very hard. Well, if you're a car salesman, yes. It's a one-time sale, you get a great commission. Or if you're a real estate agent, yes. It's a one-time commission. You get paid well for that, but you have to keep repeating it. What's crazy and wonderful about a program like online sales is that those people usually keep buying, like the insurance model. And that is the better model if you think about it. The insurance model is the better model than like the sales of a house or a sale of a car, because you know that that person is only buying that car one time. They're not going to keep coming back and buying another car. And they're only buying that house one time. They're not coming back to buy another house. So you have to find a totally new buyer over and over and over again. And that is hard work, and that is hard to do. But with commissions that are repeatable, and that is the main word to keep in mind, repeatable commissions, you can win, and your little card can start filling up with a large amount of money that buys me lunch every day or pays my bills every day. And that's what you want. That's what the kind of commissions you want to achieve. And it doesn't matter if you think that you want to join me or someone else. Find that kind of a setup, and then you can win. That's what I have to share with you today. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.